All right, friends, it's T-Man, and I'm back with a brand new video. And man, I should have done this video a while ago. I saw this video before, and I figured, you know what? I'm gonna do a reaction video to this video now. And you know who this guy is? Jesse James West. That's right. I'm gonna do a reaction video to this video. And like I said, I know people on the internet have seen my videos. They're watching me out there, even these influencers. It's not like you can miss my videos where you see something that says slave on it, man. Come on. You just have to click on it and go, what the F is that all about? So anyways, all right, we're going to react to this video. I guess he's being interviewed by the Iced Coffee Hour Clips. Jesse James West on taking steroids.
So you've covered steroid use quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
What are the right reasons to take steroids and what are the wrong reasons?
I don't think there is a right reason. I think there's a right reason to take testosterone replacement. Like if your test levels are low from blood work and a doctor says, hey, you probably should be on this after like getting multiple tests, and if you have the symptoms as well, you could have low test and feel literally great and fine. Like I've had 350 nanograms before for a year and I was fine. Like I felt great. And then I'd have 400 and then I'd have 500, and then slowly over the time of eating healthier and eating less processed stuff, my test has gone up. So I don't know if it has to do with the fake food I was eating for a while, because
There you go, the fake food you've been eating for a little while. And what do I talk about in my channel? Eating fake food. I always say fake food, right? There you go. So yeah, he's had some problems with his test, so he stopped eating the fake food.
I used to eat a ton of 0 calorie this, lower calorie this, like the syrups, the Splenda, aspartame.
Yeah, because they have no nutrients in there. Human bodies are only interested in absorbing nutrients, bro, and they can only get them from animal products.
Syrup, that it's like 5 calorie syrup. I was like addicted to that shit. And as I cut that out, I got healthier, looked better, and my testosterone went up. So
yeah, same with me. I mean, the moment I completely cut out these fake foods, holy shit, man, my testicles grew a lot bigger. They're in the way all the time. They're fucking massive, bro. Especially eating high seafood, like fish, like raw fish, because it's high in omega-3s. What I discovered was that the problem with eating cow, okay, we eat beef, right? Cows, okay, beef. So they're not grass-fed around North America all year round. And so in the wintertime, they feed them grain. So according to whatever, they say that they're low in omega-3. So beef is low in omega-3. So how do you get your omega-3? You have to eat seafood, because seafood is the highest in omega-3. That's the reason why you notice I eat a lot more seafood now too. In the summertime, I eat a lot of beef for sure. But I upped it with the omega-3s from the seafood, and I eat it raw. And so that's what started to increase my testicular size. And so my testosterone is through the roof, man. Like it's like around like 1,200. I don't know what his is at. I think his is around 1,000 or something.
Well, I think first you need to fix your diet, fix your training, fix your sleep, fix your recovery. And if those 4 things...
Yeah, you should fix those. Those are important. But they're all hinged upon what you're eating. The sleep part, what you're eating, that can interfere with your sleeping. And it can interfere with you building your body if it is damaged, if you're actually building your body. Yes, a bunch of things.
Maybe there's other things, but if those main 4 things don't fix your problem, maybe consider going to a doctor. If you really feel terrible and have those side effects, that's when I would consider going to a doctor for TRT and make sure you're prescribed it.
No, if you're going to a doctor, it's because you have an issue. You don't know what your problem is. So you need to discover, you need to investigate and discover and fix your problem like I did. My only problem was eating, and I really didn't know how to eat properly because I was raised as a slave, getting on a slave food diet. But eventually I figured it out because I was poisoned. I had poisoned myself eating all those fruits in my whole channel, eating all those crazy foods and stuff during COVID because I was bored and I don't know, I was trying to figure out something. And I found out that it poisoned me, almost destroyed me, actually, to tell you the truth. It could destroy your mitochondria. It could destroy a lot of things in your body. You got to be very careful with that. but I'm in the process of getting better. And so you can get worse by eating these foods. You keep getting worse. You don't get better. You get worse and worse and worse and worse. But when you're eating your natural food, you just start to get better and better. And the more you introduce better foods, the better you become. That's the whole point, to become better. Your workout regime should be targeted towards getting better. Your food should be targeted towards getting better. Your sleep, a whole bunch of things. Whatever it is you're doing, it should be targeted towards getting better and not getting worse.
Don't just stick a needle in your ass and think that you're going to be fine, because there's a right way to do it.
No, steroids are not the solution. They're not the solution. They're not the solution. You're just putting a Band-Aid on your problem, and your problem will just exasperate and become worse.
The wrong way to do it. Is there the right time to take it? That's all personal choice. Is there a wrong time? Most of them. You know, like you're saying, like, is there ever a good time to take steroids? There's most of the time it's a bad time to take steroids. And I think, especially if you're young, like so many people are wanting fame. They want to be bigger. They want to look better. It's like, those aren't the reasons you're going to succeed in life. Like, truthfully, like, I think that's such a small factor of succeeding in like a fitness industry is actually being diced to the gills. I think you could be intelligent and get past that. You don't need to be absolutely shredded to be somebody, you know?
Yeah, what's the youngest person you've seen on steroids?
In 19, they start when they're 18. Wow. I have a video on that too.
You know, that's ridiculous to me on steroids, man. At 18 and 19, you're a young person. You're still growing. You haven't even finished growing. You grow practically up to the age of, I think, 24 or something.
Like a teen steroid epidemic. There was a 14-year-old. Well, he's not 14. He's 18. Lied about being 14.
Oh, I heard that.
And saying that he told me he's natural. I don't believe him, but whatever. You know, I guess 18 is the youngest.
It does seem like it's glamorized, because I remember growing up in like this.
Yeah, they're natural. They're natural. Their exercise regime failed them, but they're natural. All of a sudden, they discovered the secret. You get it? They discovered the secret. What was the secret? To continue in that same behavior, their exercise. And exercise does not build bodies. So they faked it. Get it? They faked it to make it. They fake it. They're not bodybuilders. They're fakes.
Steroid thing was never a thing. It was like, oh yeah, they do steroids. It seemed like a weird thing. Now it seems so common that it's like, oh yeah, they're on steroids.
It's common because it's cosmetic, and if it's cosmetic, it's fake. It's just like a lady putting cosmetics on her face. It's fake.
Whatever.
I think I kind of hate that it's so common, because kids will come up to me and they're like, dude, I'm thinking about taking steroids. What do you think? And I'm like, don't fucking do that. Like, I'm not on it. You don't need it, bro. Like, I understand because here's the thing. If you have shit genetics before you take steroids and you take steroids, you're just going to look bigger, but still shit. Like, no offense. But like, a lot of people that take gear don't look like they're on gear because they are not very good response.
No, that's a lie. They look good on gear because gear does that. It's cosmetic, bro. Unless they bought fake gear. I don't know. Maybe their gear is really shitty or something, or they're just, I don't know. I don't think so. Whatever gear they're using must be really shit or something. Or they're lying or whatever. Because gear, it's cosmetic. It does give you a cosmetic look.
To the gear. Their genetics are extremely poor to begin with, and now
that makes no sense. Your genetics are poor to begin with. Steroids have nothing to do with genetics. It's genetic. You're injecting plant genetics in you. That's temporary cosmetic look because it's binding with the receptor, programming it to create something artificial temporarily, cosmetically.
Their health is worse. Their skin looks worse. They have side effects because they didn't do their research. They don't have
Yeah, the reason why you have side effects and bad skin is because, well, you're eating slave food diet and doing the steroids. And it's going to ramp up these oils and everything from the slave food diet. That's a bad thing too. And they're very toxic. They can kill you because the toxicity level, it's dangerous.
A proper coach. Like, there's so much that can go wrong and very little that can go right.
Yes, and you're causing irreparable damage. Your body's going to shut down. The endocrine system is going to shut down to try to protect itself because it sees this as unusual activity. Your testicles are going to shrink. not to produce any testosterone because it goes, this is unusual activity. Your body thinks, where is this testosterone coming from? The testicles, they must be overproducing. We have to shut this down because your body is only meant to keep you alive. You understand me? It's meant to keep you alive, and it will do everything in its power to keep you alive and protect you from dying. Yeah, until, of course, you procreate, and then when you age, it's time for you to die.
Unless you have fantastic genetics, also have a great coach, and have a lot of money to like make sure you're doing things right.
When was the closest you've ever been to taking steroids?
I mean, I've just like thought about it, you know. I've never like bought it, you know. Like I heard a story about Will Tennyson. He's another fitness influencer. And he said, I think he said like he bought it once and like he got that close. But like I've never been close.
Will Tennyson bought it because he's taking it. And Jeff Nipper, too, has a video where he bought it because he's taking it. He took it because he competed. He competed in bodybuilding. These guys are influencers. They take steroids. As far as Jesse James West, I don't really buy him saying that he's natural. I don't believe him. I believe he's on TRT. But again, that's just my belief. It's, you know, it's an opinion. I can't prove it. But it seems that way because of his training. So, like I said, because it seems like that, Jesse James West is fake. Why do I say that? Because his training is fake. It's not based on bodybuilding. It's based on exercise. And exercise does not build bodies, bro. Get it? Listen, performing lifting gym slaves is not bodybuilding. Eccentric exercise is bodybuilding. Damaging, repairing, remodeling. That is very difficult. The bar is very high in real bodybuilding. Not this fake exercise, performing slave, this lifting concentrically bullshit. That isn't bodybuilding. That's how I know he's a fake.
And like he got that close. But like I've never been close.
That's how I know Will Tennyson is fake. That's how I know what's his name here? Jeff Nifford is fake, and so is Jesse James West. All their lifting is all the same. It's all performance lifting, gym slave, whatever, endurance lifting.
I've always liked being natural. Thankfully, I have very good genetics in terms of.
I love this. I love being natural, and he keeps revealing about his genetics. I never say things, my genetics and all that. I've never said that anywhere in my life. Why would somebody say that? Why would you have to say that to anybody? Your body would do the talking for you anyways if he really had good genetics. See what I mean? He doesn't have to say it. He's saying that because he feels guilty.
Building muscle, like I don't. It's not hard to build muscle. I just got to eat more and.
Hold on. It's not hard to build muscle. You just have to eat more. Eating more doesn't build muscle. Muscle has an M&D size limit. What is he talking about? See, this is how you know they're fake natties. If you understand the real fundamentals of bodybuilding, just listening to them speak tells you fake. Get it, man?
Be fluffier for a little bit and I build a lot of muscle. The reason I'm not absolutely.
He just eats and builds a lot of muscle. It gets fluffy, this and that. He builds a lot of muscle. That doesn't build muscle. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody.
Enormous, I feel like, is because I just don't bulk for long periods of time. So I'm kind of.
Again, the word bulk is not in the genre of bodybuilding, bro. There's no such thing as bulking. When I grew up, there's no such thing. We knew that eccentric exercise caused this damage and that would build muscle. That's it. There isn't any, I'm bulking. There's damaging, but not bulking. Those two, they don't sound the same. They don't sound the same.
Like just maintaining and maybe sharpening up a little bit over time. But I've thought about it. You know, I've been like, dude, because think about it. If you have great genetics and you look great natural, imagine
if you have great genetics. Everybody has great genetics. The only difference is they're eating artificial fake food, which is destroying their genetics. That's what's the problem. That's the problem. Everybody's out there eating that fake food. It's destroying their look. Their look is being destroyed.
Steroids. Like I look in the mirror and I'm 17 and I've looked very similar for a while. I've improved to a degree.
Yeah, he looks slim. He has good symmetry. I would say that Jesse James West has good symmetry. I don't know that you could call it, maybe that's genetic. The symmetry, you could say, oh yeah, good genetics because he has good symmetry. He's slim, but he's short.
But like, let's say 18 years old. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm like pretty jacked. And then you're like, but what if I took steroids? I'd be fucking C-bomb. You know, like people don't realize that when you have a very impressive natural physique, I think.
Yeah, if he took steroids, he'd have that cosmetic look like C-Bum. That's why C-Bum's complaining now he's shrinking, because he's not competing anymore. And once you stop the drugs, they can't handle the truth. Get it? It's going to go away because they never built any muscle.
I think it's more tempting to take steroids to a degree because you're qualified to look insane / the best, you know, like if you have great.
Yeah, I would not doubt it. Steroids definitely give you a very good cosmetic fake look. See what I mean? But they don't build muscles.
Muscle insertions, great responding to.
They can aid in building muscles if you know what builds muscles. They can aid in that. See what I mean? They can aid, but they themselves do not build a muscle.
To eating more food and growing muscle. Fuck, if you took steroids, you're a great qualifier to do well in competition. You're a great qualifier to just.
Because listen, steroids are not. They're not human hormones. That's why when you inject them, they're from plants. They're not really seen in your body as human hormones. The only one I know that would be probably, which is seen the same in your body when you inject it, is what they call human chronic gonadotropin. That's why they call it human. It's human chronic gonadotropin. The gonadotropins, they're extracted from, I think, pregnant women. And so it mimics, it's the same hormone. If you inject it in your body sees it being the same. Your testicles aren't going to shrink or anything like that, whatever. It widens your receptors. It increases testosterone. It does a bunch of stuff. It's a peptide. Has a huge amount of peptides involved in there. They call it a youth drug too, HCG, human chronic gonadotropin.
Get more likes on social media versus if you have, say your abs, you don't have any lines. Your biceps are extremely high inserted. Your chest is extremely inserted small and your shoulders are extremely high insertions, like where they literally go into your body. So your muscle bellies are small. That's what it'd be called. If you take steroids, you're not gonna change that. You're just gonna have a bigger bicep, but it's still really high up. Your shoulders are still really small. Your chest still is shaped odd. Like that doesn't get fixed. So then people don't realize.
Yeah, he's talking about symmetry.
Like that's why people they go on steroids and then they regret it and they come off and now they're stuck on TRT for life is because it didn't do this magical, wonderful thing that CBum looks like. They look at CBum, they're like, steroids equal CBum? I don't want to be on steroids.
Do you think, just in terms of aesthetics, the natural physique looks better than like a massive one that's probably on roids?
I think it's all to each their own. Personally, I think.
So they're talking about looks. So they're looking for the visual aspect, looks better. Well, in bodybuilding, you're not particularly looking for looks. You're building muscle. See what I mean? You're building muscle. The only look that you're looking for is that you're progressing and getting bigger and building muscle and stronger. That's about it. As far as a look, I don't know. That's cosmetic, the fake bodybuilding world, that look. See what I mean? All bodies look different, and natural bodies, they don't look cosmetic like steroids, what steroids do.
The natural aesthetic where you're like bodybuilder but could probably still run a 10.
Think about it. Why do these so-called aesthetic people, they come up with this word aesthetic now? Why? Because the best they could do is lower their body fat. They've seen people on steroids, they revert taking these anabolics, and then the anabolics give them low body fat, suppresses it, and gives them low body fat. And they're like, oh, aesthetic. Ooh, we have to shoot for that now. Get it? And so they can't build muscle. So they're like, I shoot for aesthetics, and then we'll look very lean, and then at least we'll look muscular. Okay,
but probably looks still pretty normal going in clothes. Like maybe if you wore a tight shirt, people are like, oh, he lifts, he looks good. I personally think that is a very nice, like a superhero look, like you look at Superman. I mean, he's probably on some shit, but that superhero look, I think is a great, Brad Pitt Fight Club, everybody says. Yeah. I think him with 10 pounds of muscle, solid.
That could be maybe why you haven't taken it, because that's what you.
I desired a physique that I have, and then I'm like I literally tell people, I'm like, I don't really want to get much bigger. I just want to improve certain parts of my body. I want my shoulders to be bigger. I want my calves to be bigger. I like being lean and, maybe a bigger upper chest. Other than that, like, I literally don't want to get any bigger. The max I'd want to weigh is probably 190.
Did you notice a difference when you
Wow, that is really low body weight, 190. Jeez.
got your dream physique in terms of interest from women?
From women? I mean,
Guys, I don't know. Like,
guys, it went up. That's for sure.
That's right.
Honestly, I'm gonna say yes, and I feel like a lot of dudes can be like, "Oh, well, fucking pick me." Like, shut up. I would say that because I'm not huge, like, when I'm shredded or like right now I'm lean. I'm not shredded. I'm like to my eyes. Let's say I lost 5 pounds of fat, like I'm gonna be shredded then. But I'm not like too like gross lean to girls. I feel like that's where girls would be, they think, oh, you got a great body. It's like the superhero body. It's the movie body, the Hollywood body.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. He competed in bodybuilding, didn't he? Why would he be natural? Think about that for a second. Why would he be natural if he competed in this fake bodybuilding stuff?
I get too lean, say I lost 10 pounds. Girls are like, oh, you're too
looking malnourished.
Yeah, like you look like you needed to eat.
I just don't believe that he's a natural person. That's all. You're asking me, man. It's a lot of what he does. It's cosmetic. It's cosmetic.
Like my fiance she doesn't love me at a certain weight, but like I can tell that she looks at me a little extra when I'm like 180, 182. I'm like 186 right now. Not that she doesn't look at me like, all juicy and nice now, but we look at photos and she's like, you look so cute there. And I'm like, I'm 180. And I'm like, I knew it. But then when I'm 170, she'll like touch me and be like, you feel like a skeleton. Like you might look good in photo and video, but you're so, like, she's not insulting me, but she's just like, you can't stay, like, it's not healthy to be that lean. So that's another reason she doesn't like me being that lean. But she prefers someone around 180, that sort of jacked, but still soft enough look. And I would say a lot of women, not all, because some women like them softer, some like them skinny, whatever. But the women that like that realm of body, I feel like the Hollywood Brad Pitt with like a little bit more body fat and a little bit bigger is a nice middle ground for girls to be like, ooh, you look good.
I definitely think it's more of a guy thing, though. Like,
It
the
is.
attention you get
It
from
definitely
guys.
is.
Like,
I think girls don't pay attention to it as much as the guys. Like, girls are always saying like, oh, we don't do our makeup for men. We do it for us and like blah, blah, blah. Like, who knows the answer? I'd say that but a lot of them do it for like, they like looking pretty. I feel like it's almost the same thing with like guys building muscle, where it's more for our own self-approval and then also maybe some peer approval is where a lot of it stems from. The first time I tried to put on muscle, it was strictly for sports. Like some dudes are like, dude, I did it for girls. I never once lifted a weight for a girl. Like I could, like, if that was the case, I'd be like, fuck off. Like then you're clearly not the right person to be around. But, I mean,
Yeah, he does. These people, they're doing it for what? They're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it for other people. Well, he did say he put on muscle for sports, right? I don't know. Me personally, the reason why I got into it was for sports, really. I figured I needed to build real muscle for sports. That's about it, because I was doing a lot of stuff like gymnastics, playing ice hockey, basketball, this, that, whatever, soccer. I was doing a lot of stuff when it came to sports, swimming, this, that. And yeah, really, it was sports oriented stuff that I was doing. That's the reason why I body built. I didn't go there because I wanted to exercise and get a cosmetic look. You know what I mean? I don't know. People think it's all about cosmetic look or something. They see you posing. You're just showing what the amount of gains that you got muscularly, but to them, it's like they look at you and they can't understand you're natural. Then they will try to put you down or something. Has nothing to do with look. They don't even understand bodybuilding at all. They know fake bodybuilding, drugs, and going on a crazy stage, but that isn't real bodybuilding.
I know
Because they're not building their bodies.
experience and what I'm saying comes from like walking around Miami in like 2021 when I was single before I met Claudia, and girls being like, ooh, and like shit like that. Like it's because one, it's Miami,
Yeah,
like
sure.
they're gonna be like they're drunk. Like, let's be real. So that's the only way I can say like I've gotten attention a few times. If I didn't have this body, would I not get attention? I don't know. Maybe they'd still say ooh.
It's funny.
What about women on steroids? What do you think about that? Is it a problem? Is it fine?
I think it's more detrimental to their health than men. Like I've done a investigative video on this where there's a lot more that can go wrong because not that these are male hormones, but I would say they're male.
I mean, come on, man. Look at these women. Christ. Drugs, bro. Look at these women that look like men.
Dominant hormones, like male dominant hormones. Women still have testosterone for sure. Women still have estrogen, but when you jack up their testosterone to levels that a guy has, I mean, yeah, you might have more male characteristics if we're talking about, what's in the body and what's literally happening, with their jaw, with their voice. These are irreversible things. Is it more male or female to be that way? Who the hell knows? But I will say it definitely is very dangerous for a woman to do that because there's a lot of side effects that they can have problems with, having children, infertility and stuff. And,
No, you don't say side effects. Come on, man.
I mean, if someone wants to have a kid and then they
masculinize themselves, taking fucking these male hormones, derivatives from plants.
take a cycle and then realize they can't have a kid, it's like you just ruined part of your life, And that's why there's never a good time to take steroids, men or women. But I think it's really impressive, the women, and being backstage when I was at the Olympia, I think it's
steroids can make you impotent. They can also make you infertile. There you go. He even admitted it. They became infertile, these women. What do you think happens to men? Same thing. Same issues.
more impressive, their bodies, than the men, because these women literally, I don't know if it has to do with just how women hold water, because there's muscle, then there's water, then there's like fat and skin or whatever the order is, but there's between skin and muscle there is water, and men will do a lot, and so women to cut out that water, and I feel like women can cut water out of the tissue in their body a little better to where they look so much leaner. They look like an anatomy chart. Like the girls will walk and their hamstring, glutes, their shoulders, every single muscle will just have these like striation stripes in it, even when they're not flexing. Like there will be girls standing there and I'm looking at their quad and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and like C-Bum doesn't have that. So that girl is literally leaner than Chris Bumstead, and it's crazy. But they're just
That's
not
got to
popular.
really screw with their entire system.
That's the thing. So I think like I think they almost have to push harder than the men to get that lean. And that means it honestly is more unhealthy too, because getting leaner than the guys already do, bro, like you're on your deathbed, bro. You're about to like pass out.
Yeah. What about taking testosterone as a guy? Are there any misconceptions about that?
I think the biggest misconception, just testosterone, steroids in general, is that it's just going to make you look great. Like I said, genetics play a huge role. I think
Genetics do not play a huge role, but I would say symmetry plays a huge role. If you have good symmetry and you're not fat, eating slave food diet, low body fat, whatever, you look like a normal bloke, a normal folk, normal person, whatever. Yeah, I mean, you look good, yeah.
people will think, oh, I'm going to go on this, I'm going to gain 10 pounds. One, you have no idea if you're a responder or not. Like, maybe there's some markers.
10 pounds isn't a lot. And what is this 10 pounds you're gaining? Maybe a little bit of mass, protein mass, this, that. Some contractile protein, maybe, I don't know, mostly sarcoplasmic. Those gains, they go really fast. That's why people gain them that's why they gain them in the beginning, and then they stop. The gains go away, and they become a comfortable lifting slave, and they never gain any more muscle. See what I mean? They gain some sarcomeres in the beginning. The sarcomeres protect them from any more damage. It's resilient from further assaults from your weights, from whatever it is you're doing there, and you're not doing enough to even get that damage, and you don't even know what you're doing to get that damage, and then it stops, and then you don't get any more of these nuclei either because they come through damage, and you just can't further that domain.
Blood work.
Sorry, I got blinked out there. So like I said, you just cannot further that domain. You have some issues, and people they don't know what they're doing, bro. You know what I mean? Then they complain about newbie gain limits, genetic limit, all this kind of weird stuff like him. Genetics play a part, all that. No, it doesn't. Genetics don't play a part. There's a nuclear domain size limit. You know, understand that? It means when you get this damage, it can only give you so many nuclei. For each damaging session can only give you so much nuclei, but you're not getting damaged anymore because you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand bodybuilding. And anyway, whatever.
Say, okay, he's going to respond to thing or she's going to respond to this drug. But like, no one truly knows until you do it.
Everybody responds to drugs. Everybody. Why do you think they're smoking marijuana? If they didn't respond the same, then they couldn't make any sales. Now, could they? Everybody responds the same to alcohol. Everybody responds the same to marijuana. Everybody responds the same to steroids, providing it's real and not fake. See what I mean? If you're drinking fake alcohol, how will you respond to it? See what I mean? How are you going to respond to fake marijuana? You understand me, man? So if it's fake, your steroids, it's kind of obvious.
And so it's kind of a roll of the dice. It's like a Russian roulette right there of just, will this drug actually work on me? I could have all these great genetics and then go take steroids and literally gain 2 pounds and be like, okay, I got all.
That's a lie. If you took real steroids, it would do something, definitely, not just 2 pounds, okay? It's going to give you a cosmetic look.
Side effects and no gain. So it's like you never know. So I think that's the biggest misconception with any sort of hormone replacement or hormone anything is just that it might not work the way you think it will.
What do you think about Greg Doucette's video? I have proof Jesse James West is not natty.
Did he post that? When did he post that?
He said, I have proof he's not natty. Line Jesse James West.
Greg, you make me laugh. I'm friends with him. That man is off his rocker sometimes with his titles and thumbnails. I don't even think he's coming up with them. I think he pays people to do it, and they're always crazy. He puts the craziest stuff in thumbnails.
So he said it was your pre-workout that you injected.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But the thumbnail and title.
I think do what you got to do to get views, Greg. I don't care. Like you can use and abuse my name. I know what I'm worth, my value. I know people that watch me know my worth and value. It's whatever.
Can you give us your best Greg impression?
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? I told you he's not natty. How was that? Was that good?
That was
so
That
good.
was incredible. That was way better than I expected.
I feel like once you said it, my brain went ding. I know how to do that. I've never done that.
Well, I'll see you in the next one. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. That was funny, man. These people have no clue what building.
We're Roofer.
See you in the next one.